Hey guys, and welcome to Will Squared. I'm Will Senior,
And I'm Will Jr.
and today we're just going to be concentrating on the NFL. Although there's a lot of stuff going on in the Premier League that I really want to get into, but just and basketball actually, basketball is getting pretty exciting. I think.
Yes,
So I think we'll do that podcast sometime this week. Just concentrate on soccer and
basketball.
also basketball. But for today, we're just going to concentrate on the NFL and the playoffs, right? This past weekend, we had the wild card playoffs. And, I think, like you said a little earlier, they were kind of boring except one game.
Yeah,
But let's just go through them. And then, we want to also talk about next week or this upcoming weekend, which is the divisional playoff bracket. So let's go ahead and start really quick and let's talk about the Texas and Chargers, which was a surprising score line for me. And I think we both kind of stated that we wanted the Chargers to win, but didn't happen. So what do
yes,
you go ahead? Why don't you give us a little lowdown on that game?
yeah. This was the one game that I got wrong. I went 5-1 in the
I went
prediction,
three
and
and
you went
three,
and you went 3-3. But your
three and
three were
three.
more like like shots in the dark compared to mine. This game was so weird, man, because this was not the same Texan team that had been playing the first 18 weeks of the damn season. If
No,
they played like they did this past Saturday, they're gonna win the whole freaking thing. I mean, the Chargers looked like it was going to be a blowout from the start, but then that a defense for the Texans just came alive, and Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter cooked those
which by the
tackles.
way, I met Will
Yeah. Go
Anderson a
ahead,
couple of
go
years
ahead. Yeah,
ago
yeah. You
here
met
at
Will
the
Anderson.
National
I
Zoo.
know.
Sorry, I had
I
to plug
know.
that in. The man was huge. I'm 6 foot, but
He's like 6'3". Yeah,
he looked a lot
no
taller
more.
than that. Maybe you can upload the little picture right here.
Yeah, I
In
will. I will.
Okay, cool. So that's
Right
me.
here. It'll be right here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me and Will Anderson. Woohoo! All right, go ahead. Keep going.
But the Texans played a great defensive game. They had five D linemen pretty much on the ball the entire time, like a bear front, and that just destroyed the Chargers' offensive line. I mean, Joe Alt, who's a great rookie, a great right tackle. Their left tackle, Rashawn Slater, is probably a top five tackle, but they both got destroyed on Sunday. So running game could not happen for the Chargers. And Herbert had more picks in this one game than the entire season, which I mean, I did not like it, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm a Herbert fan. I'm a Charger a supporter, if you will. Like, I don't hate him at all. But yeah, he just started off slow and just stayed slow. They couldn't get like a rhythm going, and they couldn't capitalize on the damn Texans a bad first quarter. About they had a fumble, punt, pick, punt in their first five drives, and all they scored was
Yeah.
6 points in them, two field goals. Yeah, so that didn't help at all. And Herbert just didn't run either. Like he just stayed in the pocket so much in this game. Did not
Yeah, but I
go
think
for
it had a lot
scramble
to
runs.
Yeah, but I also think it had a lot to do with that defensive line. They were attacking pretty well. They were getting to him. They were pressuring him. So I think it had a lot to do with that more so than him not wanting to run. Yeah.
True, but yeah, this Texan defense played the greatest it did the whole year. Again, I did not know what team I was seeing because it was not the damn Texans for 18 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
That's it. This Charger season comes to an end. Jim Harbaugh had a great year. There's not a lot of people that had him even going to the playoffs. So
No.
this is a good first year. They got a build from this because Herbert is not a bad quarterback. I do think he could be playing well in the playoffs,
Yeah.
but he did not.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Harbaugh will have this team ready to go next year, and I think we can all kind of expect them to be better and as well as getting further into the playoffs. All right, let's run over to your team, the Ravens and the Steelers. I told you that they were going to rush out to a 14-0 score, and then that they were just going to coast the rest of the way, which is pretty much what happened. I think the final score was 28-14, and
Yeah,
the 14 points that Pittsburgh scored were in late second half. So I
yeah.
think this was a pretty easy game for the Ravens. Go ahead and give me what you think.
Complete damn dominance, and I could not believe it. But I was very happy that Lamar did not play his Superman role. Derrick Henry played amazing, and Lamar played amazing too. This is what happens Just play like yourself. You have a great team. You have a great offense. Play like yourself. You're gonna be fine. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
Steelers got outcoached to death. I cannot believe it. Mike Tomlin got so outcoached. And so we're gonna have a talk about the Steelers soon because there's so much to talk about them, but not right now because there's not a lot
Yeah.
of
Where
time.
do they
But
go from
soon we're
here?
gonna
Yeah. Like, where do they go from here? I mean, it's an interesting off season for them, but we can talk about them another day. But go ahead.
but that's really it. Just pure dominance gave me a lot of optimism, if you will, for the
Yeah.
next a couple of games because Lamar played great in a playoff game. You don't get to say that much. But this is what happens. Just play your game. It's tough to stop you regardless. Just play
Yeah.
your game and you'll be fine. And that's what happened. And it was a great game to watch.
Yeah. Well, then next week is going to be, or this upcoming weekend is going to be a great matchup
The game of the year.
against
Yeah.
the Bills and Broncos game. So this was, yeah, this was, I was thinking that this might have been a little closer than it was, but it definitely wasn't. I think the Bills just turned it to another level.
Yes. We talked about how the Bronco defense could do whatever the hell that they want because they have pass rush, they have coverage. Bills had the most beautiful game plan offensively ever, and it worked to perfection. How do you counter a defense that goes for the sacks all the time? You go like third and short.
Yeah, short
Third and
passes.
short.
Yep.
The first 2 plays on first down and second down, they ran the ball a lot, got to third and short, and just let Josh Allen cook. And that's just what happened the whole game offensively. They used 6 offensive linemen in like 10 of their plays, and they ran like 5 or 10 yards each one. So that's really kept that defense on his toes. And they couldn't do anything offensively for Bo Nix.
Yeah.
The Bills' defense, though, shocked me a little bit because they played a lot man-to-man. They don't play a lot man-to-man during the season. But this game in the wild card, they played a lot of man-to-man, which we'll get to about the Raven game. But, yeah, there's a lot of man-to-man.
What did you see from Bo Nix? Did he show enough that the Broncos could think, oh, we got the franchise quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, you keep him for a few years, obviously, but it's a tough environment. It's your first playoff game. You're against the Bills in Buffalo. It's gonna be tough regardless.
Yeah. All right.
That's it.
Yeah, let's run over to the NFC where I had a couple of upset predictions, which actually didn't work out. But let's talk about them real quick. Eagles and Pack. I was expecting the Packers to kind of come out, play their game that they had been playing for the past couple of weeks, and maybe take the Eagles to, pushing them enough to get to the last quarter and maybe squeak out a win, but it just didn't happen.
No.
What did you see?
The defense of Philadelphia is real freaking good. They could not give Love a space to throw the ball at all. They kept forcing third and longs with their 5 D linemen, like the Texans did, 5 defensive linemen forced a one-on-one with the tackles and guards. They had so much talent on the defense that they won their one-on-ones. And Josh Jacobs could not get the running game going, forced them third and long, and by then he got the pass rushers of Josh Sweat, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. That will get home eventually. Yeah, Jordan Love did not have a great game. We can say that pretty comfortably. Yes, it's a defense and all that, but Jordan Love did not play well. But let's flip it because the Philly offense did not play well either.
No.
Hurts' passing game was pretty much non-existent. The coverage of the Packers was so weird because it felt like they knew what their play call was. Like Devontae Smith was not open at all. AJ Brown not open at all. Goddard not open at all. I was so confused. I'm like, this coverage is not this good. Maybe it is. But yeah, they got fixed that before they faced the Rams, which I'll talk about soon. And it's just weird how the first play of this game was that fumble for the Packers, and they gave it to Philly. I saw the Packer play recover that ball so easily. Yeah, it was over after that. That's a bad tone setter. The first play of the damn playoffs.
Yeah.
But that's it. Philly's defense is really good, and Packers had a really weird season. A good season, but they couldn't beat those like top teams. They only lost to 3 teams all year: Philly, the Lions, and the Vikings. That's it. And the
Top
Bears,
teams.
obviously, once. Yeah,
Yeah,
top
top
teams, but
teams.
twice each. That's it. That's her
Yeah.
6 losses with the Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, that field goal. That's it.
All right.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about a team that's quickly becoming one of my favorite teams to root for. Although I think their ride is over this weekend, but it's the Commanders against the Bucks. We both kind of said that the Commanders were going to win, so we both got that right. But it was a little closer than what I had expected. I think you actually predicted the score to the
The
number.
right score.
So
I said
congrats on that.
23-20. Yeah,
And that's
that was
exactly
fun.
what happened. Go ahead and tell me a little bit about this.
Jane Daniel kept the ball clean, and
Yep.
that's all that he has to do. Because I'm saying these quarterbacks, all they gotta do is trust yourself, like trust your team, because that's what happened on Sunday night. And they played well offensively. He didn't force anything, didn't try to do like too much of anything. Just play your game, play your system,
Yeah.
and you'll be fine. But Baker Mayfield, he didn't play great. He played okay. I'm not going to give that much heat to the Bucks because I did not think they would be here after the season that they've had. They've had a lot of key people get hurt and all that kind of stuff. But with Mike Evans playing well and Baker had a great year, it was not enough here. Imagine Zane Gonzalez. What is up with you? He did this like 10 times before that field goal. It was so funny.
Yeah, I saw that. He was fixing his hair, kept fixing his hair. I have no idea. And he would put like his helmet halfway in, take it off, and fix again and put it back on. That was crazy. But hey, doesn't matter. He made it. Game over. All right. So the last of the wild card divisional games, the Vikings and the Rams. I had the Vikings winning only because they've been playing really well, but the Rams just came out and beat the Jabibis out of the Vikings. I mean, they had Sam Darnold running for his life. He couldn't find any receiver. He didn't have any time to do practically anything down back, as a quarterback. What else did you see in that game?
All the Rams did was copy and paste what the Lions did to the Vikings. Straight man pressure, put 2 people on Jefferson. That's all that happened. And that pass rush just got home. 9 sacks.
That's exactly what happened. I think that was the biggest difference in this game was the pressure on Sam Darnold.
But it was crazy how it was just the same kind of defense. I'm like, this is the same thing that the Lions ran, except they're not like blitzing much. They only blitzed with 4, and they got home.
Yeah,
pretty quickly. Yeah. And also, Kevin O'Connell just got outcoached. That's really it. He got outcoached by Sean McVay. The Vikings went 14-3, and they've lost to 2 teams all year in back-to-back weeks, and they're out. The Lions in week 5, the Rams in week 6, the Lions in week 18, the Rams in the wild card.
That's crazy how that schedule worked.
Funny. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. So they only lost to 2 teams the whole year.
We're gonna talk about Sam Darnold soon, but he has had a tough past 2 games, and his market went tremendously down in the last 48 hours.
Yes.
He went from a max deal of 56 to around like 42-ish now, 41. So
right, but how much of that is his fault though? That offensive line was just allowing both the Lions and the Rams to get home. I mean, there's only so much you can do. But we can talk more about Sam Darnold, and we've been talking about him for the past couple of weeks, and we were kind of just saying, his contract is going to hinge on what he does in the playoffs, and unfortunately, he didn't do much. So we'll see how this offseason goes for the Vikings. All right, let's talk now about the upcoming games. There's 4 games. There's 8 teams, 4 games, divisional championship, divisional playoff. Let's talk really quickly about the Chiefs and Texans. Is this a cakewalk for the Chiefs?
Has a potential to be, obviously. The Texans need to just have a great defensive game like they did against the Chargers. Obviously, the Chargers are not the Chiefs, respectfully to Herbert. He's not Pat Mahomes. That's really just the biggest question. Can this a defense for the Texans handle that offense? And obviously, can Stroud score enough points on that defense? We saw this matchup, I think, 4 weeks ago, and the Chiefs played really well against them, and the Texans did not play that well. They lost Tank Dell to that knee injury on that day. I have the Chiefs in this game though by a good 10-ish, something like a 27-17. I just think that Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes, and that defense will handle Stroud enough.
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to had Chiefs playing, a tougher opponent.
Chargers.
Yeah,
Chargers.
but it didn't happen. So now, again, you only play who's in front of you. And in this case, they're playing the Texans. I don't expect the Texans to play as well as they did this past weekend. I do see a 10-plus score difference. So I'll probably say, yeah, but the 24-14, 24-13, somewhere in that area. That would be my prediction. And again, we got to reiterate that the Chiefs are the number 1 seed, so they're home, right? So the Texans are coming.
If there's one thing that could help the Texans, the Chiefs as starters have not played since Christmas, man. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. It's been 3 weeks.
A good,
It'll be a little bit rusty. Yeah, you're absolutely right. All right, let's run over to the NFC really quick. Lions against the Commanders. And this is a really sad game for me because I really want both of these teams to win. I really do. Like I said a little earlier, I think this is where the road ends for the Commanders. I don't think that they're going to get past the Lions. The Lions is just a really good team, but I expect a really entertaining game. I really expect a game that's going to go back and forth. I'm going to predict the Lions winning. By the way, the Lions are the number 1 seed in the NFC, so they'll be playing at home. I say this game is going to probably be like 35-31. That would be my prediction. It's going to be a high-scoring game. Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. What are your thoughts?
This is a pretty unpredictable game, just because of the line defense. They played well against the Vikings in Week 18. They're starting to get there from the Niner game a week before, so they're starting to get better. But now it's playoff time, and the Lions don't do well against rushing quarterbacks. If you remember, for Josh Allen, he torched them. So that could be a huge advantage because the Lions play a lot man-to-man. And obviously takes your eyes away from the quarterback. Is there a way for this Commander defense to hold this great offense to 25 points or less? There's a chance, but not in my opinion. The Lions are just too good offensively, too much power over there. I had the Lions like a nice 24-17, honestly.
So one score game.
Yeah, still a 1-score game. Maybe like a late score to cut it to 7. It might still be 10 after like 3 quarters and a half.
Yeah.
But I have the Lions. Too much power. They're at home. That fan base, it's going to be really loud. It's going to be a great game though to watch as a neutral.
All right. Eagles against the Rams.
Here we go.
The Rams are visiting Philadelphia. Man, I want to see the Rams win. I think I'm going to take this upset. Rams 24-20 over the Eagles. Nice. Second time I'm picking another team over the Eagles.
Yeah, which is fun.
I just don't believe in them, bro. I think they're too vanilla. Like I don't see them as a good team. I think they're just kind of strolling through.
Defense wins championships, and that defense is really good.
Yeah, but now they got to hold the Rams who have Super Bowl experience, right?
Okay. Anyway, Rams. The only way the Rams could win this game is to stop the run. These two teams faced off back in week, I think, 12 or 11, and Saquon had 260 yards. So
the Rams were not playing well back then either, though.
No.
they've been picking
Still.
it up
Right.
lately. Yeah.
So you need to stop the run. Okay, that's number one. And then obviously, two, can you handle the pass rush of Philly? Now, if you didn't know, Nakobe Dean got hurt this past Sunday. He's out for the rest of the playoff. That was their captain, their great linebacker with Zach Bond, obviously. So that's gonna be something to look for because he
Yeah.
won't be there, obviously. And Zach Bond is a coverage guy. He's not like a blitzing guy.
Right.
Cooper Kupp needs to have a game in this one. It's been a few weeks since he's been like there for the Rams offense.
Yeah.
Cooper needs to get involved. He needs to get involved for the Rams to even have a chance in Philly. It's going to be cold as hell. They got to travel across the country. All that stuff. It's tough for me. It's tough for me to pick against the Eagles here. I can't lie, but I might just be like boring with these like 4 games. Honestly, I'm gonna go with Philly.
Okay.
That defense is just too good, and I think that they fixed their passing stuff at least a little bit. But this pass rush for the Rams needs to have a perfect game to hold Saquon and to win this game, pretty much.
All right.
I got Philly a nice 24-20, 1-score game.
Okay. Yeah, another close game. All right, now this game is potentially the best game of the weekend.
The game of the year coming up.
You have the MVPs going at each other. You know, you got Josh Allen with the Bills, and you got Lamar Jackson with the Ravens. This is going to be a tough game for you to watch. They're going to Buffalo. I'm going to take the Ravens because, like I said, I think Ravens are coming out of the AFC to the Super Bowl. I don't know if you, before we get into the predictions stuff, I don't know if you saw that that little meme, and I'm going to share it with you so you can add it to the podcast right now, where it says that the Ravens, the last 3 times they won the Super Bowl, the quarterback has been 28 years old, and something or other. And this is the year that Lamar falls into that same category of the last 2 Super Bowl wins. I'll send you that so we can add it here, but that's just an interesting stat to look at. But tell me what you see in this game before I give you my prediction. I'm going with the Ravens, but I'll give you a score prediction after you kind of talk a little bit about this. And I want to know your prediction.
Yeah. First of all, I want to thank football. I really want to thank football for this game actually going on. It's not too much that we get the perfect damn game that we all want to see, if you're a neutral or not. Like the Chiefs are not involved. You want to see the 2 best quarterbacks are in the current league going at it. This is gonna be a game of the year. Bills defense, you're gonna have a long day. Okay, if Zay Flowers is not playing, you cannot go straight man to man against everyone, or else the Ravens will just run the ball down your freaking throat all day. Okay, the tight ends for the Ravens, Mark Andrews and obviously Isaiah Likely, are going to be huge currently in this game. The Bills love to play nickel defense. So that means like 5 defensive backs on the field.
Right.
But you can't do that with Derrick Henry on the field. So this defense needs to have a great day to even contain Derrick Henry and Lamar. And for Josh Allen, as long as he can't be like Superman, I think the Ravens have a chance. The Ravens need to stop this run and just make Josh Allen pass as much as possible. If James Cook gets involved at all and does well, could be a long day for the Raven defense. And again, Derrick Henry and Lamar, play clean, play like yourselves. Okay, like Todd Monken, don't be cute. Run your offense. Okay, just see the defense, run your offense. Use your tight ends. The tight ends and Pat Ricard is going to be huge in this game. Watch out for them. But only if Zay Flowers can't play. If Zay Flowers does play, I'm not sure what the Bills defense is about to do. Probably still more man-to-man with the QB spy for Lamar. But without Zay Flowers, yeah, load the box. Load the box because Henry is gone. It's going to be 5 degrees, bro. It's going to be a cold game. It's going to be a cold game, like 5 to 10 degrees around there.
That's going to be an insane.
I will go with the Ravens to win this game.
All right.
I think that the Raven defense will just give enough problems to Josh Allen that the Ravens can have a nice, clean fourth quarter to run out the clock. I'm going for a game of the year type game. Really fun to watch. It's going to be a great game to watch as a fan of the Ravens, but also as a football fan, because this is what you want to see this game. If you're a football fan, you want to see this game, and it's going to be amazing. I have the Ravens winning 30-27.
Oh,
I
wow.
think it's going to be a pretty high, a 20s game of both defenses. Probably can't contain the Supermans of the quarterbacks with Lamar and Josh Allen. But if they do, and it's a tight game, I wouldn't be like too mad either. But I have the Ravens advancing in this game.
So, yeah, I say the Ravens are going to win. And one thing I will say is that the Ravens defense has been playing really well the last few weeks. At the beginning of the year, they were not, the Ravens defense was just not there. But they've been picking it up. They've been one of the top defense units in the NFL for the past 5 to 6 weeks. So I do expect that they're going to give Josh Allen a lot of trouble. And you also have to remember that the Buffalo Bills do not have a number one receiver, right? They don't have a number one receiver, right? So you stop the run, you make Josh Allen pass. Let me give you a really crazy prediction. Game is going to be 23-17. The game is going to end with the Bills coming up near the goal line, and the Ravens are going to intercept it in the 10-yard line. That's going to be my prediction. That's how the game is going to end.
Nice.
Wouldn't that be a great ending?
Yes, that'd be
with the Bills.
Great ending.
With the Bills charging toward the end zone, and then Josh Allen throws an interception at the 10-yard line to finish the game. So 23-17 is my prediction.
Cool. Oh, sorry. One last point I forgot about, but you said about the wide receiver. Brandon Stevens on the Ravens cannot have a bad game. He's been our weak link, if you will, on the defense, and they still Amari Cooper. He's not a bad receiver. Okay,
he's not the same Cooper that we've seen, but he's definitely not a bad receiver. He can still get his yards in. Yeah.
But on those key third downs, in the slot, it'll be Shakir against Marlon Humphrey, of course. Brandon Stevens needs to shut down, and we destroy this game. If Brandon Stevens shuts down that receiver days again, it's going to be a kill. And those motions are going to be key for the Bills, too, to watch out for the confusion and stuff.
All right, so there you guys have it. For the 4 games coming up this weekend, we agree on 3. We kind of disagree because I like the upset. I want the Rams. It's just the upset of the week for me. And so we'll see what happens this weekend. We'll be back to talk about the NFL, and then now next week we'll talk about the championship, right? So that's going to be a great topic because I'm expecting the Chiefs and the Ravens, and I'm expecting the Lions and the Rams. And the Rams. Who would have thought that the Rams could make it to the NFC Championship? Okay.
Me.
Well, then, but yeah, you didn't pick them. You picked the Eagles.
It's Philly. That's why.
Yeah. All right, guys. So thanks for joining us. Like our video, comment below, turn on your notifications, follow us so that you get notified when our videos are uploaded. Again, tomorrow or actually later today, we're going to be talking about college football. We're going to be inviting Gabe and Davis like we normally do. And we're going to be discussing what happened the past weekend and then what's going to happen this weekend when the college football championship game is on. A little bit disappointed, by the outcomes, but it is what it is. We're going to talk about that. I'm Will Sr.
And I'm Will Jr.
And we are out of here.